Hello guys. Today we're gonna talk about Zack Snyder, the director. Um, it's weird because Zack Snyder's kind of interesting because he's not exactly unknown, but I think his work gets crapped on a little bit more than I think he deserves, and I kind of want to take a bit more of a look at him and kind of see talk a little bit because he's a very fascinating director because he doesn't make terrible stuff, but I feel like there's times where and we'll get to it in a little bit. Um, let's see. He was born in March 1st of 1966 in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Let's look at his bio here. His nickname's the Wizard, which is interesting. 5'7". His bio's kind of kept short here, not much there. He's an American film action sci-fi films. He made his film debut in 2004 with Dawn of the Dead. Has gone on to be known for his comic book movies and super films, including 300, Watchmen, Man of Steel, and its upcoming. Oh, this is an old one. He's co-founder of Crew and Unusual Films, a production company he established in '04 alongside his wife Deborah Stein and producing partner Wesley Culler. Now, yeah, this is a very old bio. There's not a lot of yeah, there's not a lot on him on this, so that's just something to keep in mind. But yeah, we'll go over his directing career here. Now, probably a ton of stuff. Director credit, yeah. Start at bottom. All right, so he acted in a few things. I'll take a look at that in a minute here. So his first thing was a video short in '89 called "Lizzie Borden Love Is a Crime." Playground 90 video documentary short. He did some shorts, one including ZZ Top, Rod Stewart. He did a lot. It looks like a lot of music stuff in the '90s. Yep, baby film Dawn of the Dead. '04. I have seen that movie. I actually should probably review it at some point. It's actually a great remake of the original Dawn of the Dead. One of the best horror remakes, in all honesty. Um, then he made The Lost Tape, Andy's Terrifying Last Days Revealed, a video short in '04, still making those. Then 300 '06. I haven't seen 300, but I will one day see 300. My Chemical Romance in '09, a little video short there, probably a music video. Then Watchmen in '09. I have the director's cut. I did review that. I do love that movie. That is an excellent movie, for sure. And though I haven't read the graphic novel, I know that he follows it pretty well, except he makes a change towards the end. But I actually think the way he did it, I liked this way better than what the graphic novel did with it. Did Legend of the Guardians in 2010. Sucker Punch in 2011. Now this is interesting. Sucker Punch is actually I seen that actually. I should review that. I'm surprised I haven't yet. That's one of my wife's favorite. One of my wife likes that, loves that movie. It's an interesting movie because it kind of it's really the only film I'm aware of of his that tries to get a little psychological on you. Visually, it looks fantastic, but the studios once again, I will say he's one of those directors that you need to watch the director's cuts of his work because really the way he makes his films are more like TV miniseries than actual films. They're like they work best when they're done in what they aspire to be, which is 3 hours long. Like he doesn't usually make movies that flow well under 3 hours, but studios cut stuff, and it kind of makes them lesser, and that's what happened with Sucker Punch, which was unfortunate. Didn't Man of Steel. Man of Steel was fine. It was good. It's more good than bad. The problem with Man of Steel, I think, is that I think Snyder was let free reign to have the film like his way, and I kind of think that studio should have stepped in because it feels like a director's cut and not the best way. It just doesn't flow well. The pacing isn't quite right, and that religious symbolism is way too distracting. And he did was involved in a TV short documentary of 75 Years of Superman, Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice. I need to see the director's cut of that one because I heard that one was better. This one, unlike Man of Steel, this one should have gotten the expansion it needed. It I saw the one I did see. It's okay. When I first saw it, I thought it was better than Man of Steel, but looking back now, I don't think so. I feel like Man of Steel. Now that I think about it, Man of Steel's visuals were a lot better because they were brighter. You could see what was going on. The one in Batman of Superman, they were almost too dark. They almost threatened you being able to see everything, which they had to be careful of. Then show Steam Iron, and then the Justice League in 2017. Now this is when, unfortunately, one of his children passed away, and he had to step away from him. And that's when Whedon took over, and that's kind of when the movie went a little bit. Now, when I first saw the movie in theaters, 2017 Justice League, I loved it. It was my heroes on the big screen being a little, because after Dawn of Justice, I didn't mind that the movie was colorful and a little funny, a little popish or whatever, because it just felt so refreshing to me. And I also when I and also I uh, no, the year before, I think, yeah, I binge watched the Justice League animated series, so I kind of had that on my mind, and it just brought back. And I watched that series as a kid too, so watching this movie kind of pseudo connect reminded me of those memories of watching that animated series, and it brought a smile to my face. I'm not gonna lie. Now, in hindsight, the director's cut, I will say, this director's cut is a lot better. I mean, it's a director's cut, so there's a lot more that goes into everything, so they have that benefit. But even if you took out the director's cut isms, you can tell that his original vision was a lot different than what Whedon did. I still will have the Whedon cut. I know Whedon has had a lot of weird shit going on with him in the last few couple years, but I'm always gonna have that cut to my heart just because of the memories it gave me. But I'm not gonna beat around the bush. The Snyder cut is a whole lot better than this one. It's a shame that the Snyder cut won't continue what it started in that one because it is kind of a special thing. And most of it was already filmed anyway. So if they were going to do more with it, they would almost have to. It would take a lot of work and effort, but you never know. Some video shorts. Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, after his daughter died, he didn't. He took like 4 years. He helped do the Snyder cut, and then Army of the Dead came out, and that one I haven't seen that one. I heard it was really good, and I'm kind of happy it did well. Then the last Vegas TV series, it's in filming right now, and then he has some other stuff in the works as well. So let's take a look at his acting credits. I'm kind of curious. So it was pretty much like cameos, yeah, just a bunch of cameos, nothing like ooh, just a few, like four. So yeah, overall, I say my favorite movie of his, to be honest, it probably has to be Watchmen. And the biggest reason why is that I feel like with the Snyder cut, I feel like the problem I have with the Snyder cut is that it's great, but it almost feels but it's 4 hours long. Um and to be honest, I there's this claim that like all of it was like original footage. They didn't film anything at all. And part of me was kind of like, and to be honest, I kind of feel like it's kind of bullshit. I mean, I'm not saying that it isn't. But to have all of this footage filmed and they're just like, oh, we're just gonna do other tweak other things with it. It's like, no, they definitely filmed some extra stuff because people were demanding for this for a long time, and 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 to be honest, I think they did a little extra filming to fill in the gaps and then added it to this. To be honest, that's my opinion. Now, you could correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I am wrong, but I just have a feeling that they probably did more current work with it than they kind of admit because they wanted it to feel like the studios are the big bats, and they are. Just maybe put the nail in the coffin there. And plus, I think they also wanted to try to make a good case for him to continue, and why not continue this world? I mean, it's not like the other world's going to be doing anything. I mean, might as well just ride with this one. It's what people want it anyway. But yeah, Watchmen though is my favorite, and a lot of it is because I feel like I feel like the movie itself highlights what's Zack Snyder in a nutshell. Like Zack Snyder, his visuals are some of my favorite visuals for directors. Period, and a lot of it's because he has a distinct, consistent style that's visually appealing, colorful but dark, or colorful and light, and he uses them super well. Now, Zack Snyder does his best when he's working off a solid blueprint, like a graphic novel or something like that. When he does something original, like he's only really done one true, like, original thing, which was Sucker Punch. And that film only did poorly because of the studios. If it didn't have the studios, I don't know how well it would have done, but probably better than what it ended up doing. And it's weird because Zack Snyder gets a lot of shit for not being a good director, but I looked through his like directing credits, and to be honest, most of the films he's done were received reasonably well. Like not a lot of the stuff was looked at barely badly, except for Sucker Punch. Oh, Batman versus Superman 2. Yeah, after Sucker Punch, he kind of hit a wall for a little bit. It seemed like the superhero stuff he was having a hard time acing they because the other ones he did were based on graphic novels, and those were very big blueprints. I think and remakes. I think he has the visuals down, but I think his head for like telling like unique stories, like creative stories. I don't know if that's where his strength lies. I know he's the visuals and how he brings it to life in his Snyderisms is what to me what makes it great. Um, but Watchmen to me in a nutshell shows off Snyder perfectly. You know, Snyder is a very unorthodox storyteller and director, but it works really well because it's Snyder through and through. He doesn't compromise his style or art for anybody. It's his world, it's his words, it's his works. And he does it very well and he makes it stick out greatly. And yeah, Watchmen is my favorite of his for sure. Is it his best movie? Some people may argue Dawn of the Dead is his first one, is mainly because unlike the other ones, his style in that is a little bit more controlled. It's told more orthodoxly. But if you want full on Snyderisms, you have to do Watchmen for sure. But yeah, I still gotta see some other ones like 300 Army of the Dead though, so keep that in mind. My opinion may change. But yeah, I I think he gets too shit on. He's not perfect, and he's not for everyone because his visuals are great, but sometimes his storytelling still could use a little bit more work. And I think a lot of it is because they're so visually driven that sometimes the films take in the way that they're paced and written. He writes and paces them however he pleases, and it doesn't work with what the studio wants a lot. So they end up making cuts. Now, granted, Watchmen, even with the cuts, his film still did well, but the director's cut is better. Um, I can't say that for all those films, though, unfortunately. Sometimes when they cut stuff, they really cut them. But yeah, overall, Zack Snyder, I do recommend checking his work out for sure. Just keep in mind that you may not like all of his work, but you will appreciate his work as a whole, for sure. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. In case you want to chat with me, Mike, or anyone else at the Campy Company, you don't want to use the YouTube comment section, we do have a couple options. First one is we have a Discord channel. You can find a link to that in About page / About section of our channel. We also have a discussion tab in our channel as well. You can access that through a PC or a laptop computer. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the videos, and have a good day.